Okay, guys. Today we are going to discuss about our next topic, that is how to create Docker image from Dockerfile. See, already in our previous session, I told you that there are three ways to create a Docker image. So I discussed about. See, there are three ways to create Docker image. First method is to take image from the Docker Hub. So already on Docker Hub we have some default images. So directly we can pull those images, and from that image we can create a container. So this method already we have seen practically. So how to pull image from Docker, and from that image, Docker image, how to create a container. Again, the third method is uh, from the container, how to create a new image. So already suppose we have container, okay, created from one base image, and we want to do any modification in that container. So after modification, again I can create a one more image from the modified container. So this also we have seen practically in our previous session, and today I'm going to tell you about how to create image, the Docker image, from Dockerfile. Okay, so here I'll write. So this I'll tell you. First, you should know what is Dockerfile and how to create image, the Docker image from the Dockerfile. So this is our today's topic. So first of all, you should know what is Dockerfile. So as I told you previously, Dockerfile is a simple text file, okay, that consists of set of instructions for generating a Docker image. Means what? Basically, it is a text file, okay, simple text file, which contains some set of instructions. So as per the instruction only, your image will be created. So we have to write the instructions inside this Docker file, okay, and we have to run this Docker file on the Docker engine. So Docker engine is running this file, then your image will be created. Right. So this is about the Docker file. And one more thing is, we can say that this is an automation of Docker image creation. So automatically your Docker image will be created from Docker file. That's why we call it as a automation of Docker image creation from Docker file. Okay. Now you know about Docker file. Now next is from this Docker file, how to create a image. Now Docker image. So this is our third method of creation of Docker image. Now there are some steps we have to follow to create a Docker image. Okay. Now see, first step is create a file. Okay, and give the name as a Docker file. Okay, first you have to create a Docker file. Okay, so this file, and then after that, so create first empty file, then add instructions into this empty file. So into this Docker file. Okay, after adding instructions into Docker file, then you have to create an image. Okay, so hello, am I audible to you? Hello guys, is there any problem? Okay, so our third step is, after adding instructions into Docker file, we have to create an image. So we call it as a, we build a Docker file to create an image. And the last step is, after creating an image, run this image to create a container. Okay, so these are the four steps of creating a Docker image from the Docker file, right? But here, as I told you, inside Docker file we have to write set of instructions. Okay, let us discuss about those instructions, or you can say sometimes the keywords. There are some important Docker file keywords, or important Dockerfile instructions. Let us discuss about those instructions. Okay, then we'll write actual Dockerfile. See, your first keyword, or you can say the first instruction in our Dockerfile is from instructions. Always your Dockerfile should start with this instruction only. So this is on the top of your file, right? And what is the purpose of this instruction? It represents the base image, that is OS, which is the command that is executed first before any other commands. Means, as I told you, this is your first instruction in Dockerfile. So this will be executed first. Means, see, we are going to create an image. So inside our image, we should know like which operating system should be there in my image, or it should be there in my container. Okay, so that operating system we have to mention in this file, in this first instruction. Okay, and see, so this is the base of the OS. Okay, suppose I want to run the Ubuntu operating system in my container. Okay, so you have to mention from, then space, your operating system name, right? So this is your first command, and here the syntax is from, then image name. Image name nothing but, suppose Ubuntu is your image, or CentOS is your image. Already we have seen in our lab different images available on Docker Hub. So image name you have to specify, right? And for example, suppose you want to run the Ubuntu on your container first. So directly you can write the Ubuntu, or you can specify its version also. Okay, so Ubuntu, then colon, which version name. Okay, Ubuntu version directly, or simply you can write from Ubuntu also, no issue. Automatically it will take the latest version of Ubuntu, and that will be installed in our container. Okay, so this is the first instruction, or we can say first keyword. So this represents the base image. Okay, and this should be on the top of your file. This should be your first instruction. Now second is copy. Second instruction is copy. So this copy command is used to copy the files and folders to the image while building the image. Okay, suppose I want to store some files in my image. It means I want to transfer from my local machine, okay, some files to image. Already I have some softwares, I have some files in my local machine, and I want to transfer those files to image. So use the copy command. Okay, see, there's one more. See, its syntax is copy, then source, means from which location, means you have to specify here the location of your file. So which file you want to transfer, or you want to store in image, the destination. So both source and destination we have to mention here. Then automatically the file will be transferred to image. Okay, now suppose you want to copy .var file, okay, to this Tomcat web apps directory. So this is your var file path, this is your source, this is your destination. Okay, and see copy and add. These two are, see, this our third command is add. It is similar to copy command. Only difference is, using copy command we transfer the files which are available in my local machine to image, whereas in add command we download the files from the internet. Okay, and then we download them from internet, and then we store into the image. So this is the difference here. Here in add command, just you have to specify the URL. So from which location, from which website you want to download the files. Okay, just mention the URL. Automatically the file will be downloaded from this URL and stored into the image. Okay, this add and copy command. Now there is one more command called, or can say keyword. inside this Docker file, that is run. So this command we use. Suppose I want to run some commands in my container or in my image. So those commands are specified here first, but it should start with the run. Just type run and then command name, the command which you want to run inside my container. So that command you have to write after this run keyword. Your syntax is run then command with its arguments. Example, for example, I want to create a file. So using touch command. So touch then file name. So automatically this command will be executed. Okay, now one more keyword, that is CMD. Okay, so the main purpose of this CMD command is to start the process inside the container, and it can be overridden. Means suppose I want to run some commands, some commands during container creation. So those commands are mentioned here after this CMD. CMD then give space and write the command which you want to execute during container creation. Again, so then the last point is entry point. This container that will function as an executable is configured by the entry point. Suppose you want to give some information about your container, so you can write that information with the help of this keyword entry point. Here its syntax is given here. Now, so there is another keyword called maintainer. So actually this is optional command, it is not mandatory. Maintainer is what? Suppose you want to write the author name, is who has created this Docker file or owner of this file. So you can mention the here. The maintainer command, we can identify the owner or author of this Docker file. So we can write that owner name with its email ID. That email ID is optional. Okay. So in future, suppose I want to search that who has created this file, so I can easily search by the name. So it's best practice to write the owner of the Docker file. So under this keyword, okay, maintainer, then your file name you have to write. Next is okay. So these are the 7 keywords we have in Docker file. So let us start with the creation of Docker image from the Docker file. So I'll take one example. So already you know the first step is create a file and give the name as a Docker file. And see, it is mandatory to write, to give this name only, Docker file only, and here the D should be capital. Okay, your file name should be Docker file only, and D should be capital. So these two are mandatory terms here. So let us see how to create image from this Docker file. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Students, is it clear to you? Hello?
Sir.
Okay. Now I'll show you practically. So I'll create, so I'm using my AWS account. Okay. AWS free tier account. So already I have created one machine. Wait. So if you have AWS account, please try to do practice. Okay, so I'll create one EC2 instance here. Click on EC2 instance. So already I have some instances created. Click on instances. See, one machine is running. Okay, select this machine, DevApps machine. All it is running now. So just copy this address, public address. I'm using putty to access this machine. Paste here. It's public IP address of this machine. Click on SSH, then auth, credential. Okay. Now I'm accessing this machine. I will increase the font size. Go to appearance, change, then make it 20. Okay, apply. Okay, now log in as a EC2-user. Okay, see this. So here I'm now EC2 user. First I'll switch to root user using command sudo su. Okay, I'm now root user. So this is my private address, my machine private address. Just verify this one, 172.31.32.216. See here, this is 172.31.32.216. Okay, now let us see. See, our first step is what? See, I'm going to create a Docker file from Docker image from the Docker file. And your first step is just create a file by name Dockerfile. Okay. Now tell me how to create a file in Linux. Which command we use to create a file? So we have three different commands. One is touch command, second is vi command, and third is cat command. So I'm going to use here vi command and then Dockerfile. Okay, these should be capital. I'm giving the name as a Dockerfile and press enter. Vi, then file name. The file name is Dockerfile. Enter. Okay, so already just wait. I'll get one more file and see. Already in this file, I return this first instruction from, and then what I want this Ubuntu operating system in my image. Then second is, see, second keyword is maintainer, means owner of this file or author of this file. Give any name. I have given Srinu. The third is run command, or this run keyword. After that, so I want to run this command, apt-get update. So any command you can write, the command which you want to run inside this container or inside the image. Then cmd. So this I told you what is the meaning of cmd. So the commands which we want to run during container creation. So those commands we have to mention here in square brackets. Square brackets, and inside this double quote you have to write the command name. I have written echo command and then one message that image created. So I'm using only 4 keywords here inside my Docker file. What I want first, so this is a first instruction from. So this is my base image name. That is Ubuntu. Anyone you can use CentOS also. Then maintainer is owner of your file or author of your file. Then command which you want to run inside your image, that is apt-get, then update, and then cmd command. Okay. After this, after writing this instructions inside a Docker file, just come out. Okay, save this file and come out by using command colon. Okay, sorry, escape and colon wq. Wait. Escape colon wq. Suppose again give maintainer. Okay, I will create one more file here. Wait. Wait. Run. Suppose I want to run yum update -y, enter. Now escape wq, come out from this file. Okay, already it is there. 1 minute. Okay, so my Docker file is ready. So inside this Docker file, I have written only 4 instructions. The first instruction is from, then image name. The second instruction is this one. I'll show you. So these 4 instructions I have written from Ubuntu, then maintainer, then owner name I have written, that is Srinu, then run. So this command I want to run, apt-get update, then cmd, this echo. So my file is ready now. What is our next step? Our next step is see, earlier I created this Docker file, added instruction into this Docker file. Now third is now you can create now image from this file. Now I'll tell you the command to create image from Docker file. The image command is docker build. So this build command we have to use to create a image from Docker file. So docker build, then -t means tag. Suppose I want to give name to this image. So first write -t, then your image name. Suppose demo1. This image I want, this name I want to give. Then dot. The dot is compulsory. Means dot means what? Create this image inside this current directory. Dot means current directory. Okay, then press enter. Okay, now I think some problem is there with this command, but no issue. Your image is created. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll remove that command. Then I'll try to create one more image. Again, go to that, so vi docker file, sorry, docker file, enter. So I will remove, so press I. I'll remove this command. Okay. Now escape. Control W. 1 minute. Okay. Now file is ready. Now again I will try to build the, sorry, I try to create image. So the command is docker build -t image name, then dot. Press enter. See, successfully perform build operation, and this tag also, it is also tagged, and you can see here the fourth instruction, sorry, third step is run apt-get update. Second instruction is maintainer Sinu, and first is Ubuntu, and fourth step is the CMD. So successfully your image is created from the Docker file. Okay. what is the next step now? See, we were discussing about how to create image from the Docker file. So we know now created image from the Docker file. Now how to run this image now? First, let us check whether this created image is available in my local machine or not. What is the command to check available images or present images in my local machine? Command is docker images. Here, demo one. So this image we have created now 47 minutes ago. Already just 47 minutes ago I have created demo. I have demo one I have shown you. So demo one is there. Now from this image I can create now container. Now tell me command to create a container. Docker run -it an image name. Okay. So from this image I want to create a container. Then /bin /bash. Okay. See, your container is created from this image. So is it clear to you how to create image from Docker file, and from that created image how to create container? Okay, suppose I want to check this container, created container. Just come out from this container, run this command docker ps-a. See, these are all my containers. So we have created recently this one, this ID. Yeah, see, it's here ID, and we created just 33 seconds ago. Okay, so in this way we are creating image from Docker file, and from that image container. So is it clear? I have explained all three methods to create an image. Okay, so this also we discussed in our previous session. Okay, how to pull image from Docker Hub and create container, and how to create image from container. Now today we discuss about how to create image from Docker file. Okay. So we'll stop here. In next session, I'll tell you the difference between Docker image and container. Both are same, but there are some differences between image and container. So this will discuss in our next session. Okay, just wait.